Hello, my loves. Happy Tuesday. I hope you guys are having an amazing day today. Okay, so today I want to talk about the death and the rebirth process and allowing yourself to release versions of you that no longer serve you, that rip RIP, that are dead, that you cocooned, you blossomed into this beautiful butterfly after being a caterpillar, right? And so I want to talk about this because I'm fresh out of this. Since I think I told you guys since last October, I've been in spiritual isolation. I've been in a deep, deep death and rebirth process. So let me tell you how that process was, so I could explain it. I could just only talk about my experience as always, right? So, I told you guys my first spiritual awakening was when I was my first year of college, and I was 18, 19, 18 going on 19, and I had three more after that. My two more, I don't know. Okay, this last one that I was previous in was a big spiritual awakening, and this spiritual awakening was not as intense as the previous ones, because the previous ones were about like mental health and stuff like this, right? So this one was a big tower moment, but it was about actually implementing everything that I learned throughout those previous spiritual awakenings. Because every time you have a spiritual awakening, in my opinion, you raise your vibration, and you expand your consciousness, and you go deeper into spirituality, and you go deeper into, because all spiritual is yourself, who you are, going deeper in you. So you go deeper in you understand more about yourself. And so when you do that, naturally, when you go to the core of who you are, you raise your vibration and you raise your frequency, so you become more aware of things around you and the magic and everything like that, right? So okay, those years of doing the hard work, the fucking intense mental health, intense sadness, depressed spiritual awakenings. 8 months ago, I had asked my spirit guides out loud. I told them in the universe, but I said, spirit guides. I mean, like I said, you could ask the universe for this, but I said, spirit guides, I'm ready for the next part of my journey. And the reason why I said that was because I had saw a video of a girl doing that, and I know 100% everything happened for a reason. I was supposed to see that video. Everything happened the way it was meant to. So I asked them out loud. I said, spirit guides, I'm ready for the next part of my journey. And I intuitively felt that I needed to do this. It was an incredible push. I was in a relationship with somebody, and for months, I just knew. I was like, dang, I'm not happy. Like, we're not happy. This is just comfortability. Like, we need to, I'm not happy, we need to go our separate ways. And so I just kept feeling the push from my spirit guides, from the universe. I kept feeling the push of, Irene, you need to leave. Irene, you need to do this. And so once I asked, oh my God, be careful what you ask for. It was a beautiful thing, but everything just started happening in a domino effect. I started looking for apartments. I got this apartment. And you know what the fucking amazing thing is? This is why I say the universe is so magical. Because my parking spot right here, when I first moved in, there was a truck parked here. And they don't, this is not their spot, but on their license plate, you guys, and I swear on this, okay? Because one other person had saw it too, and they're like, that's trippy, but on the license plate had 333, and they were parked. And so 333, when I first moved out, was a big number for me. It was ascension. It was everywhere, like, everywhere. And so that was the first 333. That was the second 333 I had seen, and that was kind of like the kickoff to my death and rebirth process, was the ascension. Last October, my abilities and my awareness, they were there, right? But they were not as deep as they are now. Before I moved out last October, I was in this, I think that was my third spiritual awakening, second, I don't know, it's been a few. That one I was in for 2 years of my abilities, and so it was 2 years already that I was doing all of my abilities and the magic and everything. But when I say that since this past October, I have increased, like, my abilities and my intuition and the way that I see the world and magic and how I know about myself, what I know about myself, has been an incredible death and rebirth and 360. Like, there was just so many layers of the veil that has thinned so quickly since this past October. It was an intense death and rebirth. for a purpose, right? And so once I said out loud, right, fast forward to here, being here, I still had to implement everything that I learned. Leaving my ex was this kickoff to that, because once you put yourself first and start doing the hard thing, like self-love and putting yourself first and following your intuition is honestly the key to so much stuff. Doing the hard work it's the key to so much blessings and understanding within yourself, right? So I did that. I moved here, this whole death and rebirth. And gradually, while I was implementing the stuff that I've learned, was using discernment when people were just using me for my kindness, understanding that it's okay to be alone. I needed to be in this deep self-isolation because I needed to learn self-love so I don't get validation somewhere else from other people to make me feel like I'm lovable. Before I left my ex, I was scared to move out because I didn't want to be alone. Like, it was just so much that I needed to learn, and I needed to look inwards. And so gradually, through this death and rebirth process, it was just going up, and my awareness was increasing. There you go. My awareness was increasing. And before I knew it, now we're in May, I'm an incredibly different person than I was this past October. Because this past October, the girl that left, she was brave. She was fucking courageous and brave, but she was still scared. And she didn't know, and she didn't really trust the universe, and she was still figuring out her shit. And I trust now. The trust and faith that I have in myself and the universe is a beautiful fucking thing. It's so deep. And because I needed to learn all this, so I shedded the old me, my old limiting beliefs, the old version of me, and I cocooned. I went a cocoon for these past 8 months, right? And then I blossomed, or I came out into this butterfly metamorphosis into who I am. And so it's crazy because I was seeing monarch butterflies, and butterflies have just been like a crazy symbolism for me too, because monarchs have been intense. So when it comes to the death and the rebirth process, right, it happens. It's hard, but within a blink of an eye, once you start implementing everything that you've learned, you're just a brand new person. Because time technically doesn't exist, whatever, but time actually goes by pretty fast here in Earth. It went by pretty fast. I remember moving out last October, and I was so scared. I was like, I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I have no idea where my life's headed. And it's also taking a step into the unknown and believing. You're taking a step. You're trusting your intuition and following that. And you're just like, fuck, you're blindly following faith and have no fucking clue how everything is going to turn out. But you're listening to your intuition saying, do it. The universe is going to catch you. Do it. Do it. And so, yeah, that's what I did. And it's been a beautiful, beautiful experience. And my faith and trust in the universe is crazy. But okay, to get back on topic, I'm so sorry, guys. Like, I literally just put on my camera right now, and my ADHD is really crazy right now today, so it's a little everywhere. So stick with me, I promise. Stick with me. Usually I just ramble and I talk, and the reason why I can talk so freely is because I talk about my experience. So I don't really need to pre-plan it, but I should probably be pre-planning these videos. But okay. Let me get back on topic. The reason why you want to grieve your old self is because you will have a time, and I've experienced this, where you are, this butterfly now, and you're gonna look back. Like, I look back at myself eight months ago, this past October, and I feel an overwhelming sense of gratitude, but an overwhelming sense of just like sadness and love. It's bittersweet because I see my old skin has shedded. And I see the old version of me and who she was. And I feel empathy for who she was because of all the sadness and anger. And I loved myself, but I was still in a mindset where I felt like I wasn't lovable. I was in a situation where I wanted to be loved. I wanted external validation still. So I went deep into the self-love, and I see the old me grabbing at anything, just wanting to be loved. And the me now is not like that. The me now is a goddess, is an empress. And I stand here and I sit in my own energy. I'm like, yeah, no, I don't care if anybody wants me, because I want me. I don't care if this person treats me this way, because all I got to do is just remove you from my life. Like, I stand on business so fucking hard. I'm amazed at who I am now but also grieve the me who survived and went through everything so I can thrive, right? And so the reason why we want to grieve our old selves and release, and it's amazing, I'll always have these parts of me within me because there will always be a story, a part of my story, a part of my chapter. They're always a chapter, a part of my story, everything that I went through, and I will never forget these versions of me. However, there comes a point where you need to release them in a sense to allow yourself to grow. You need to say, you know what, I'm no longer learning self-love because I am now implementing and doing it on a daily basis. I'm no longer in my healing primarily era because now I am living as the healed part of me. I am living as that person. There comes a time where it's no longer, your narrative changes. It's no longer about being, I'm still healing or I'm still working. It's like, no, you've done it all these years. So now implement it. So now live that part of you that you always say, this is what I'm going to do. You've learned enough lessons to do it. So do it now. And yeah, so you need to release those parts of you so you can allow yourself to move forward. We also get comfortable with the toxicity because the toxicity is what is known, is what is quote unquote safe because that's what we're used to. So when we're growing and we're, evolving, it becomes very uncomfortable because we are doing new things that is out of our comfort zone that we aren't sure we're capable of doing, but we want to do. So sometimes we regress back into that comfortability, which is toxic. Those comfortability habits, thought process, because it's toxic, but it's comfortable, right? And so you need to allow yourself to release those versions of you, the comfortability versions that want to stay in this comfort, toxic energy. You need to release that also so you can be uncomfortable and say, it's okay. I might not be ready, but I'm courageous and brave enough to do it. Or I am ready. Who fucking knows? But all I know is that the uncomfortability means that I'm growing, means that I'm learning, means that I am on to the next part of my journey. So I release the parts of me that hold me back, that make me feel as if I can't do it, that want to keep me in this box, this comfort zone. Because I can do it and I will do it. And so releasing, and grieving the old versions of you that are fucking strong, because these versions of you, like I always say, they're strong. These old versions of you have always been as worthy as you are now. They just didn't see it, and that's okay. But you've always been worthy. You've always been worthy. You're not worthy when you realize that you are. You're not worthy when you get the job. You're not worthy when somebody starts loving you. You've always been worthy. You're not worthy when you find self-love. No, you've always been worthy. It's just these versions of us needed to play a specific part in our story for a specific reason. And we can honor that and love them for that and hold space for them. But also grieve. Grieve your old skin because that's no longer you. And it's a beautiful thing. It's sad and it's okay. Let it be sad. I've cried a few times because I'm not her. And I'm not her anymore. But she'll always have a part in me, but I'm not her. I'm not her. I'm totally different. And that's okay. The whole reason is to change. The whole reason is to be different, is to grow. And it takes time and trial and error, but yeah, grieving the old you is a very valid emotion to have. It's a beautiful death and rebirth to experience. And I'm trying so hard. Maybe this video is everywhere because I only know the feeling of it. And I don't know how to put it into words. But when you go through it, it's like a blink of an eye. You're this new version. And once you take time to slow down and look at how far you've come, you get that sentimental emotion of how brave and how courageous you've been to get here. And you get the empathy for who you used to be. And you can see yourself from a different perspective and see how sad and hurt you were and how scared you were. But also see how, like, even regardless of those emotions, you can see how you still fought your way through that to be here. And yeah, these emotions are very, I don't even know how to explain it. It's a beautiful, when you feel things and when you go through it, you'll know. That's all I can say. Because it's beautiful. And, you know, being human is more than just working and, just, I don't know. We have such deep emotions that are just so within us. And to experience this is a beautiful fucking thing. It's a beautiful thing. Because as a soul, right, you wanted to come here to experience the entire spectrum of emotions. And emotions are just magical and intriguing. And within itself, just experiencing that as a soul, it's a beautiful experience. Oh my god, I hope this video wasn't too rambly. I always do this, but it's okay. Allow yourself to grieve the old version of you. Allow yourself to move forward. Allow the old versions of you to hold space in your heart. But know that that is no longer you, and that's okay. That, if the old versions might want to keep you in a comfort state of mind, but that comfort state of mind most likely is toxic. So it's okay to be uncomfortable, and it's okay to move on, and it's okay to let go of habits and thought processes that were once you, that aren't you anymore. Even if like your style changes, the way your hair changes, whatever it is, you're a brand new person, my love. You did the inner work. It's okay to release those versions of you. Whatever you want to do to honor your death and rebirth process, you do that. But the death and rebirth process is real, and there's just different versions of you playing parts in this video game we call life. In this play, it's a play. In this play we call life. And it's like you're upgrading. You get an upgrade every time you do the inner work. And it's hard, and it's not going to be easy, but like, fuck. You get to a point to where there's an amazing upgrade. And you're like, dang, this is fucking amazing. And yeah, you can do it, my love. I believe in you. Yeah, I believe in you. And if you guys have any questions on what else you want me to talk about, let me know. Write it in the comments below. I hope I touched on everything. Yeah, okay, I love you, and I hope you guys have a good day. Bye.